Sure. You paid your first installment to Nick and told him to buy the ring, didn't you?
He was going to do it anyway.
Now, wait a minute. You paid Nick the money you owe him?
Not all of it. I got lucky on a lottery ticket, so I gave the money to Nick, and I told him to go out and spend it before I had a chance to borrow it again.
Come on, Dylan. Look at this close up.
Oh,
it's
no.
incredible.
Janice, I'm sure he's seen an engagement ring before.
No.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You must be very happy. Nick's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. He's the greatest. I probably don't deserve him. Anyway, what I came by here for was to tell you I don't think I'm going to be able to go with you guys to the oil rig. I've just got a million things to do, and...
No problem. No, I was just going to toss around a couple of ideas about the place. It's no big deal.
Okay. Hi, Nick.
Hello, Janice.
Kelly's already here.
No, you're supposed to say your fiancé is already here. Now that I'm officially engaged to the most wonderful creature that ever lived.
Hi, Nicky.
I think he likes her.
Listen, I was just telling Janice and Dylan I'm not going to be able to go with you guys.
Why not?
I just have a million things to do, and I have to stop by the office and pick up an assignment.
So go. We'll wait for you. You don't mind sticking around for a couple more hours before we go, do you?
No, of course not.
I mean, after all, you are the supervisor. Eden has asked you to oversee this project for Capwell. You ought to be there when we discuss the plans. No. You have to be with us. But I filled out all the papers.
Triplet, sorry. I'm not authorized to let you look at those files.
Well, then who is? This Mrs. Cordell told me all I have to do is fill out the papers and I'd be able to look at my birth records.
I am sorry,
Sir, there is nothing I can do
Yeah,
at the
that's
moment.
obvious. And I'm not leaving until I speak to this Mrs. Cordell. Where is she?
Hello?
Mrs. Lockridge.
Yes? This is Mrs. Cordell.
Cordell,
Oh.
Mr. Wallace is back, and he's getting quite impatient. I'm not sure what else I can say to keep him away from those files.
Well, find a way, Mrs. Cordell. He's not to see those records under any circumstances.
I know, but I just...
Say whatever you have to say to convince him to stop looking. Then bring the files to me.
To you? Mrs. Lockridge, that's official hospital information. I couldn't possibly...
It's essential that I have those files in my possession by the end of the day.
If anyone were to find out, I could be in terrible trouble. Don't you understand?
No one will know once I have the records. You can forget all about this. Now, please, I've tried to explain to you what it could mean if he found out the truth.
For the last time, Mrs. Cordell is in a meeting and I can't disturb her.
I'll give you a choice. Either you break up the meeting or I do.
Mr. Wallace, please.
Well, what the hell's going on around here, huh? I filled out all the papers and I'm still getting the runaround. Do I have to come here with my lawyer?
Mr. Wallace, I'm terribly sorry. I can explain.
That would be nice.
I've been on the phone all morning with the records department trying to locate a duplicate set. I have had no luck.
A duplicate set.
Yes, the year that you were born, the records were, a portion of them were destroyed by fire. Now, yours still seem to be among the missing, and I'm sorry.
So there's no record of me at all?
I'm afraid not. Of you and many others. There was a huge cabinet that was just totally destroyed.
You're telling me that I have nowhere to go for this information?
That's right, I'm afraid not.
I can't believe this.
I know that this is very important to you. I wish that I could be of some help, but I feel like I've exhausted every possibility. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad, Miss Amy. She would have known right off the bat if that records were destroyed for that year. For some reason, she's not telling me the truth.
What are you doing with my breakfast?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it yours? I thought whoever's it was finished.
Well, no, not quite.
Sorry.
What's all this?
Oh, I was going to make some ornaments for the tree at the clinic. Mark and I thought it would cheer the place up a bit.
Well, I would appreciate it if you would deck your hall someplace other than my breakfast table.
Well, of course, Mr. Scrooge, I will just get out of your way before you start in with your bah humbug.
No, wait. Stay. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that.
No, you don't have to explain. It doesn't matter.
Just that I thought of you decorating a Christmas tree with somebody else, and I didn't like it.
Excuse me.
Mary, don't go. Can't we talk?
No.
You're running scared, Mary.
Scared of what?
Everything that's still between us.
There is nothing between us, Mason. Not on my part, anyway. Except a lot of regrets.
The role of Gina Capwell is now being played by Robin Matson.
You can take a break for a few minutes. I'll stay with Mr. Capwell.
Dean?
So strange. Your life and mine, we're all tied up together. We never even met. I feel as though I know you. I guess through Eden's eyes. I want you to know how much I love her, Mr. Kaplan. And I'm going to take care of her for as long as I live. There is one thing that I wish I could do for her, though. I wish I could tell her who it was who tried to kill her father. I'll bet you know, don't you? Mary Duval thought it was Eden, but it wasn't, I'm sure of it. I wonder who it was. You make a habit of this?
What?
Hiding in corners?
I wasn't hiding. I have a perfect right to be in my husband's bedroom.
The devoted wife. How could I let that slip my mind?
For someone who's been a member of this family for a week, you seem to think you know a lot about us.
Tell me, how's the drug rehabilitation going? You don't look much the worse for wear. Still popping the occasional upper to keep up appearances?
I don't take uppers or downers or in-betweens. I no longer have a drug problem.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah, well, what you heard is a lie. Mason's got a big mouth and small scruples.
I'm not very fond of the guy myself.
Yeah, you'll never be in the same league with me when it comes to hating Mason. He took my son away.
I know.
It's the whole reason I'm in this idiotic drug program. It's only so I can get Brandon back. And when I do, Mason's gonna wish he were never born.
You look like you mean that.
You can believe it.
Well, anything I can do to help, just let me know.
You? Help me?
Sure, sometimes a good team can be built on the basis of a common enemy. I just think it's interesting that we both feel the same way about my new brother-in-law.
CC felt the same way, too. He was in the process of kicking Mason out of the family for good before he had his stroke.
Along with you?
He couldn't kick me out of the family if he wanted to, because I was never really a part of it. He and I were husband and wife in name only. The only thing he really wanted was Brandon.
Sounds like you have a good reason to hate the man.
Hate's a strong word.
He was a strong man.
What are you getting at?
Nothing. Just strikes me as lucky, though, that you were at the Capwell Hotel the night of the attempted murder. Otherwise, you'd make a good suspect.
I don't think it was lucky at all.
Alibis that perfect are hard to come by.
Don't be ridiculous. Do you know how many times I wish I'd never gone to that hotel that night? If I had been here instead of there, maybe I could have done something to prevent this.
But why would you have wanted to?
Listen to me. I may have had problems with my husband. I mean, who doesn't? That doesn't mean I wished my husband dead. And I don't appreciate you suggesting that I did.
What's today, my fine fellow? Said Scrooge. Today, replied the boy. Why, it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day, said Scrooge to himself. I haven't missed it. The spirits. What's that?
Bells. I heard jingle bells.
Oh, you better ask who it is first.
Who is it?
Do the names Prancer and Vixen mean anything to you?
Santa's reindeer.
Well, anybody who's on first-name basis with Santa's reindeer is a friend of mine. Come in.
Hey, no!
Stand back.
Brandon, I was gonna try to fool you into believing it was Santa Claus, but I knew you'd realize it was still too early for him.
What on earth are you doing?
Well, look, you said you didn't have one yet.
No.
What's so good? I figured, a tree for a tree, especially since you already helped me set mine up. What do you think? Looks pretty good here, doesn't it?
Looks great. This is really very dear of you.
Can we decorate it right now? Please, can we?
Well, sure. I have some ornaments here in the closet. Provided that Cruz is going to stay and help us decorate it. You are, aren't you?
Well, does Rudolph have a red nose?
Yes?
Yes, he does.
Here you are, sweetheart. You can start with these. My mother saved some really old ones for me. They should be in here.
Oh, these look familiar.
They should. She used to decorate the house with these every year.
I remember this one. It always made the branch hang down too low. Make sure you spread those out, okay, little buddy?
Okay.
He's in seventh heaven.
Well, he should be. It's almost Christmas.
I'm glad to see that you're getting in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, well, I guess I have you to thank for that, don't I? You reminded me that I still have a life, and I might as well go on living it. And I appreciate you setting me straight.
Just a good turn for the season.
Just needed somebody to tell me to stop feeling sorry for myself.
Oh, Cruz, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't give up that house of yours for the wrong reason. I'm not expecting miracles. I know. I know it still hurts. And it will hurt for a long time. You loved Eden very much. It doesn't just stop because someone reminds you that you've got to get on with your life.
No, but I still owe you one.
All we owe each other is a little understanding. You'll always get that when you come here. So if things get a little heavy and you want a place to escape for a little while, the door's open. Remember that.
I will.
Here's the angel. This one goes on top.
I think you're going to need a boost.
Hey, one boost coming up. Here. Right over here, buddy. Why don't you take a flying jump onto my back here?
Hold on tight.
All right, stand on my hands. Yeah, okay. That's perfect. Now that little bud, that's a beautiful sight.
Yes, it is a beautiful sight.
As long as he believed you, that's the important thing.
I think he did. I can't be sure.
Did you bring the files?
I just wish that you would reconsider.
Let me see them.
I hope no one finds out that I've removed hospital property.
My dear, there must be mistakes made every day of the week in a big institution like that. Nobody will suspect you.
I just don't like the way it makes me feel. That young man is just so determined. What if he keeps on looking?
Well, you let me worry about that. You go back to your duties, and nobody will be the wiser. Just forget all about it.
I wish I could. Doesn't it ever get to you?
What?
Your conscience, doing the things that you've done?
I think you'd better go, or the hospital will be wondering where you are.
All right.
I know it hasn't been easy, but thank you. Oh, you funny little thing, you. Oh, you little duck. I've loved you since the moment I first saw you.
Well, it's possible that only a portion of the records were destroyed by the fire.
Then why didn't you just say that up front? I'm telling you, Nikki, there's something very suspicious about the way that woman was acting.
Well, I'm not going to be happy until I get into those records and see for myself.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I thought I'd stop by the hospital and when there aren't any people around and just, well, I'll find a way.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
You're just in
Hi,
time.
Slim.
Dylan is about to launch into his Mr. Businessman routine for
So,
Brick.
Are you two going to go with us to the oil rig?
Oil rig?
Oil rig.
You're welcome to come with us, aren't they, Dylan?
Absolutely. I was just about to suggest that. In fact, Brick, would you step over here into my office for a moment, please?
Yeah.
The rig that Kelly is talking about is an old abandoned offshore drilling platform that I have some plans for. I'm going to need some financial advice, and I understand that you're an expert at it.
I'm not sure where you heard that, but I have some experience, yeah.
Good. Then all you have to do is answer one question for me.
What's that?
Are you by chance a gambling man?
Oh, I'm sorry. You probably want your table back. I'll move.
You know that's not what I want. I want the tension between us to go away.
Filled with the old Christmas spirit again, huh? Touching.
It's got nothing to do with Christmas. Actually, that's not entirely true. It just seems particularly empty to be going through this season without you. This is a time for people to share.
Mason, you talk about sharing as though you have some idea what that's about. I don't think you do.
Well, then teach me. Give me another chance. Hello? Yes, doctor. She's right here.
Mark, what's up? Are you kidding? How did you survive the morning? Well, no, I haven't had lunch, but I am up to my ears in Christmas decorations. Yeah, that's great. I'll meet you in an hour, okay? All right, goodbye.
Thought you said you were going to finish your ornaments.
Mason, has anyone ever told you that it's not polite to eavesdrop? All right, I am going up to change, and then I'm going to come down and finish my ornaments, all by myself.
You want me to oversee the expenditures of the construction phase?
And afterwards as well. If this casino takes off the way that I think it's going to, I'm going to need 10 guys to count the money, much less manage it.
Oh, you certainly picked a great time to get into the gaming business, I'll tell you that.
Yeah?
You did? Oh, certainly. Declining inflation and lower interest rates are especially valuable to the casino business because of the hefty cash flows. Therefore, they become big borrowers, maybe even at prime.
This guy knows what he's talking about. Now, is he going to help me make my first million?
You better get this place built before you start raking in the millions, pal. Should we get out to the drilling platform and see what we're dealing with?
Now, it doesn't look like much, but when it's finished...
Well, look, that sounds fine to me right now.
And I'm not going to be able to pay you anything until I get some customers.
Well, I can be equally patient when it comes to profits, just as long as I can share them.
That you don't have to worry about. Now, we'll talk figures later, okay?
Yeah, come on, let's go, you guys. Where's Janice? Is she going?
Yeah, I think so. Janice, come on, we're leaving.
I think I'll pass.
Why?
Well, what do I know about rebuilding something in the middle of the ocean? I think I'll just stay on the mainland. You go ahead and have fun. Are you sure, Janice? I'm sure. See you later. Dylan, I know you believe in living for today, but would you try to think of the consequences for just once in your life?
Hey, Dylan, come on. What's holding you up?
Hello, may I speak to Mason Capwell, please?
Speaking.
Oh, hello, Mason. This is Janice.
Well, Janice, hello.
I don't usually do this, but,
Do what?
well, If you're not doing anything, would you like to come over later? I could use some company.
So could I.
Great. You remember where my place is?
Well, of course you do. I forgot you used to live here.
Mason? Mason, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. When would you like me to come by?
Oh, well, as soon as you can.
I'll be right over.
Pretty ornaments.
They're for the clinic.
Did you make them yourself?
Yeah, they're less expensive that way.
I was going to do the same thing with Brandon. I got ribbons and glitter and even that glue for kids that washes right off, so when they get into it up to their elbows, I'll just take this upstairs.
Julia, I know how hard it must be for you to be without Brandon right now.
Well, I guess I have Mason to thank for that, don't I? It was his Christmas present to me, denying me my son. I hope you realize what a favor I did for you, Mary. Aren't you glad you didn't get any more involved?
Well, I don't think we should discuss this right now.
Excuse me, am I interrupting something?
No.
Yes.
I'm just on my way out. I have a luncheon engagement.
Mary, could I talk to you for a minute before you go? Just a minute. I know that you saw someone who looked like Eden on the night of the attempted murder, right? But I wonder if you could give me the description that you gave the police.
Why?
Well, because Eden was with me, and we both know it wasn't her, but no, they just don't seem to be making any headway finding out who it was. I mean, frankly, I'm getting so frustrated, I'm going to start doing some investigation on my own.
Look, Kirk, I'm sure that Cruz is doing everything he can.
Oh, Cruz is off the case.
What?
No, he's no longer a part of the investigation. Somebody else is going to replace him. And I'm not sure I can wait for this new guy to get his feet wet.
Well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you what I told them. I saw a woman standing by the window with blonde hair about the same length as Eden's, which is why I jumped to the conclusion that it was Eden. And she had on a light pink dress like Eden's.
What else? Anything?
No, that's it.
And you didn't see her face?
No.
Well, thank you, Mary. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You have a wonderful smile.
Thank you for coming over. I've been at loose ends today.
I can't imagine that happens to you very often.
Well, it's been happening a lot lately. Earlier, I was in the bedroom, and I swore someone was watching me through the window.
Yeah?
I just get the feeling that someone's following me.
Maybe they are.
Well, or maybe I'm just being paranoid because my pictures are in this magazine. I think of people staring at those pictures, and I'm just inches away from them, imagining they're staring at me in real life.
Well, there's a lot worth staring at, you have to admit.
They're just pictures. It has nothing to do with me on the inside.
Well, I know that. You mind if...
I'll get some cheese and crackers. I'll be right back.
Just pictures?
Now, like I said, it's not much, but everybody use your imagination.
Well, the setting's terrific. You know what they say about real estate. When you're buying a place, the three most important things are location, location, and location.
It is going to cost an arm and a leg to build out here. You need a lot of special equipment you don't need on dry land.
Yeah, but think about when it's finished. I mean, what a kick for the customers. A private launch picks them up on shore. Free champagne all the way out here. The launch pulls up here. A short walk up a ramp. The doors open. And it's kind of like Rick's place in Casablanca. I mean, it's a little smoky, maybe a little loud. and there's a piano. It's the kind of place that makes people want to come back again and again. Because the excitement and the atmosphere.
Well, I do believe that's just about everything, except for tinsel. Maybe I'd better go out and buy a couple boxes of tinsel.
Are you kidding? If we put one more thing on this tree, it's just going to keel over. Let me get that.
I have presents for Brandon.
So I see.
You didn't think I was going to let the holiday season go by and not give him anything, did you?
No.
Can I see him?
Come in.
Mommy!
Oh, sweetheart. You got a tree up and everything, huh? Hi, Cruz.
Hello, Gina.
Cruz bought the tree and he helped us decorate it. Isn't it great?
Sure is, honey. Only I think it needs some presents underneath, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought some along.
All of these are for me?
Just for you, every single one of them.
All of them?
Mm-hmm. I just felt that if we couldn't be together on the big day, I wanted you to still have a nice big Christmas.
Look, Brandon and I were thinking about going down and kicking the soccer ball around a little bit. You still want to do that, man?
I guess.
It's all right. Go ahead.
Okay, we won't be long. We'll be right back.
Well, I suppose you'd rather I just dropped off the presents and slinked away. Then you could carry on with your campaign to make Brandon forget all about me.
There's no campaign, Gina. Does he look as if he's forgotten about you?
You know something? This is going to be the first Christmas morning that Brandon has not come into my bedroom, woken me up to drag me downstairs. I mean, I might as well just stay in bed all day. I have nothing to get up for.
Well, I was going to suggest that you spend a few hours with him on Christmas.
A few hours? I get to spend a few hours with my son on Christmas Day. Well, isn't that generous of you?
Well, if you're going to take that attitude.
And what attitude is that? What am I supposed to do, just be a good sport and swallow it? I mean, come on. It's one day of the year that is made for children and their parents to be together, and my child is going to spend it with somebody else.
I told you you could see him, Gina.
I don't need you to tell me a damn thing when it comes to Brandon.
I have custody of him now, Gina. I know you don't like it, but those are the facts. I'm only trying to do something nice here.
You can save it, because I didn't come here begging for your charity. I'm going to get Brandon back. As soon as I go through this rehabilitation program, he'll be back with me. And then you just try to see him, Christmas or any other day.
Well, you just seem to forget that he's not your son. He's mine. I have him now, and the only way you'll ever get him back is over my dead body.
So what I would like to do is to keep it at about 100 people or so, not too big. A big barn of a place would lose its charm, the atmosphere.
It sounds terrific, very romantic.
Oh, nothing more romantic than the sound of crisp new bills covering all those bets.
Well, I made some sketches here. I'm afraid they're not very good. Drawing is not what I do best.
Listen, Kelly is the artist in the group. I mean, she could do some sketches for you. What do you say? Do you think you could make heads and tails of Dylan's ramblings and put something down on paper for us?
Yeah, I could try.
No, look, I know that you're really busy with all your other work.
Dylan, it's okay. This is a challenge.
I bet it is. Can you imagine trying to get my crazy ideas down on paper? I mean, can it be done?
Yeah, I think it can.
Great. I appreciate anything that you can come up with. Everybody, I am going to go back on one of the boats and make some phone calls. You're welcome to stay out here as long as you like, play with the seagulls, do whatever you want to do. Sam will take you back. Thanks again, Brick, for coming out. I appreciate it.
Good deal.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Hey, wait up. I've got to talk.
So, you really want to get mixed up in all of this insanity, huh? Well, that's one way of looking at it.
Listen, I think I'm going to go back with Dylan. I hate to break up this party, but I need to get back to work on my book.
Yeah, and I got to get back to the hospital and start
Oh,
looking for my
please,
records.
don't,
Look,
Stephen.
I'm going to go back there. I made up my mind.
Listen, why don't you guys go on without me? I'm going to stay here and try to sketch some things right now. And if you'd ask Sam if he'll come back and pick me up later.
Of course. You're going to be okay out here by yourself.
Yeah, it helps being in the actual site, you know.
All right. Everybody ready?
No, let's delay Brick's return trip to the hospital.
Just keep in mind what happened the last time you broke into the Lockridge house.
Yeah.
You were arrested.
Look, Nick, I want to take a look at those records for myself, and if I have to break in to do it, then that's the way it's going to be.
Bye, guys.
I knew it. Once you got your hands on him, fairness would go right out the window.
Fairness? Was it fair that my son had to live with you for 7 years and not know who his real mother is?
He wasn't kidnapped, Santana. You gave him up. And you've been whining about it ever since as to how you were forced into it. Well, a court of law isn't going to be interested in that. The only thing they care about is who took care of Brandon for most of his life.
Sure. You took care of Brandon when you weren't taking pills or lovers.
Hi, sweetheart. How was the soccer game? Cheeks are all flushed.
It was fun. I kicked the ball so far, Cruz almost couldn't find it.
Oh, yeah, this guy's way too good for me. I was out of my league.
Look at what's done. I'll show you.
I can't right now. Not today. I just came by to drop the presents off.
When will you come back and visit us?
Soon. I'll let you know.
And when will I get to come home with you?
Working on it. It won't be very long.
Thank you for the presents, Mommy.
You're welcome. And if you're extra good on Christmas morning, I'm sure Santa Claus will come and bring you a whole bunch more. Goodbye, sweetheart.
I'll bet you're hungry. After all that running around, you know, I have your favorite cookies in the kitchen. Why don't you finish up that glass of milk that I gave you at lunchtime? It's in the refrigerator.
Okay.
The threats have already started. Gina swears that as soon as she finishes her rehabilitation, she's going to take Brandon back.
Was that the agreement?
I can't let him live with her again, not full time. I'm going to fight with everything I've got, Cruz.
You know, she's going to fight, too, and just as hard.
I don't care. I finally got a taste of what it's like to be a mother. I finally got a taste of what my life should have been like all along. Will you help me? Will you help me, Cruz?
Santana, I know how much he means to you. But the only criterion that should enter into this is Brandon's happiness. It's very important that we do what's best for him.
Of course. That's why he's going to stay with me.
Gina, wait.
What do you want?
I figured it out. I thought you'd want to know.
Figured out what?
I think I know who tried to kill Cece.
Really? Do you think you're the first person to have a theory about it?
Probably not. How about you? Do you have any theories?
Of course. I think that Eden did it.
Yes, but Gina, how could it have been Eden? She was with me, and we have a witness to prove it.
Witnesses have been known to lie.
All sorts of people have been known to lie. Could you just answer me one question?
Why should I?
Was there anyone besides your little boy who saw you in the hotel suite at the time of the attempted murder?
Dare you?
So what do you intend to do with all this newfound fame? Look for more modeling work?
Well, actually, my big dream is to use modeling as a stepping stone for acting.
Really? Why?
Well, acting is more challenging than just standing there and letting someone take your picture. There's nothing wrong with modeling, but I like to use my brain.
Well, yeah, but why an acting career when half the actors on the planet are starving? And you already have a foothold in a career that most women would give their eye teeth for.
Well, it's just one centerfold. Nobody has promised me a career.
Well, believe me, anybody that saw that centerfold wouldn't hesitate to offer you a career.
Okay, my mistake. Thank you for coming over, Mason. I'm sorry you couldn't stay.
Janice, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Well, I thought you were different. I didn't figure you as a chauvinist in snob's clothing.
Janice, I didn't mean anything by it, really.
Goodbye, Mason. Next time you feel like leering at somebody, don't look me up.
Well, I feel awful. I had no idea you were so sensitive about it.
Well, of course not. That's the trouble. You don't think that I'm capable of having feelings. Wrong again about people, Janice. Well, Mason, it's been nice. Goodbye.
This is crazy. There were two nurses on the elevator with us. What if they should come back?
Look, we'll be inside by then.
Since when do you know how to pick a lock?
You just let me concentrate.
Somebody's coming. Come on, we gotta get out of here.
I don't have to circle.
Sam, I'm sorry. I'm not quite done. Just give me 2 minutes to get my stuff together.
It's not Sam. I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't expect anyone to be here.
Well, it took longer than I thought. I'm done. No, I'll
Just no rush. No rush.
Janice, it's Mason. I want to apologize. Look, I was insensitive. It's a well-known failing of mine.
It's all right, Mason. Let's just forget it.
No, I don't want to forget it. I want to apologize face to face. Open the door, please. You know what it is?
What?
I'm jealous.
What?
I'm jealous. Nobody ever gave me anything because of the way I looked or because of who I was. I've always had to scheme or cajole or work. Nobody ever said, hey, he looks like a nice guy, let's give him a break.
But you don't understand. That's not what I want. I don't want men to make things easier for me just because they think I'm pretty.
Well, you're much more than pretty, Janice. You're beautiful. I mean that in the most respectful way.
Thank you.
So, want to kiss and make up?
That's more than a make-up kiss.
Is it?
Maybe you should decide who you're kissing, me or Mary.
December, okay, 6th, 7th, 8th. Wait a minute.
What?
There's nothing under my birthday. Nothing at all. Damn it, I should have known.
You think somebody took your file? Mrs. Cordell?
Mix.
I'm sorry, Brick. It is for the best. This is something you must never know.
You think Minx bribed Mrs. Cordell to take your file? What did she do with it?
I'll probably destroy them. Minx knows what's in that file. There's no way that she's not going to tell me. Come on, let's go.
So when's Sam supposed to be here?
I said a half hour or so, but look, go ahead and do what you have to do, and I'll just wait out on the boat for Sam. What, are you going to drink that by yourself?
It's not for drinking. It's for christening. I got so excited about the idea out here that I thought that I'd have my own private little christening party to kind of kick it off. Speaking of which, can I see the drawings?
Well, they're real rough, so, I mean... What?
Kelly, you must have been inside of my head. I mean, this is exactly what I imagined.
Well, I mean, from the description you gave me, Dylan, I just, you told me you wanted to capture the flavor of everything.
Captured it.
Thanks. Where are you going to do this christening anyway?
I was going to do it right over here against this pipe. I tell you what, why don't you do it? Why don't you pretend it's a big ocean?
No, go ahead.
No, come on, please, I insist.
Well, actually, I've always wanted to do this. Okay, you ready?
Let her rip. Kelly, what's the matter? Are you
Nothing.
okay?
No, I'm okay.
You cut yourself,
I'm
didn't you?
all
Let me
right,
see.
Dylan, I'm okay.
Let me see.